Alrighty, we are here with Map 8, War at a Glance. As a reminder, thank your officers for the hard work they put into planning a war, and then this is not a full-blown planning war, just an abstract of a planning. So, bands here, we got Ghost, Quake, and Corvus. I believe these are the bands we go with as well, so pretty common for us to see this and plan for it. Colossus here is the boss. Probably Sorcerer Supreme is my first go-to. Then maybe a experienced Tigra player. He's not very difficult to retaliate his heavy attack or his SB1 or SB2 with a heavy attack. So I think even the most basic Tigra play would work. Mangog here, S99, Mr. Negative with Mr. Fantastic pre-fights. Even Magic working around the armor up and unstoppable. Sasquatch here, Human Torch with his pre-fight, or Archangel with a White Magneto pre-fight. You can probably even get away with a Shang-Chi, an experienced Shang-Chi player. Nimrod here, you can use Human Torch with a pre-fight, with his pre-fight and a White Magneto pre-fight, or just use Nebula and have enough charges to shut everything down and build to SB2 or SB3. Mole Man here, pretty easy for Apocalypse. You could probably even get away with Storm or Omega Red. The only armor up you have to worry about is the global, so probably a PS1 with Apocalypse, and this one's game over. The poison from the SB1 will build enough power to get to SB2. Scroll here, Sorcerer Supreme without using SB1, Tigra. I'm sure you can even get away with an Archangel and a White Magneto pre-fight. Black Panther here, Mephisto is the one that stands out most. I think an experienced Tiger player could pull it off, but it's extremely risky. Bishop here, you can use Cable, you can use Archangel, you can use Void, you can use Rolk. So plenty of options for him here on Safeguard. Man Thing here, Omega Red, probably the first. Nebula could probably get dicey. Maybe if you can get him down in the SB2, or you could use a Horseman Cable and just kind of nuke him down. Since the only armor up you have to worry about is from the global. Path 1 here, you could use Claire, you could use for Terrax, you could use Doom for Terrax, you could use Tiger for Terrax, and then for Immortal Abomination, Warlock, Nebula. Path 2 there, maybe Apocalypse the whole way, or Mole Man or Magneto for MODOK, and then Cosmic Ghost Rider or Fury for Miles, and then Path 3 there, you can probably use either Magneto or Claire for the whole thing. So just gotta look out for, with Claire, you're down buff immunity time with Hemdall, and then having to deal with auto block. So could be risky, but yeah. Moving on to the EMP node, we have Apocalypse. You could use Nebula here, Silver Centurion, or you could use Nimrod or Warlock with an Odin pre-fight for shock resistance. So pretty common to see him here. Rhino here, Mole Man would probably work. Shang-Chi would if you can keep against the wall. Same with She-Hulk, maybe even Kingpin, and just kind of brute force it down. So Path 4 over here, probably Fury, Shang-Chi, or Kingpin for spam, and then for null you can use Doom or Kingpin or Mole Man. Path 5 there, either Omega Red for the whole thing, or Apocalypse for the whole thing, or Namor for Killmonger, and then maybe Kitty for the whole thing as well. Path 4, Storm, probably just Nimrod her, or use Magic or Doom. And then for Chavez, you can use Human Torch or Doom or Magic. And then Ma here on Footloose, you can use Doom, Tigra, Human Torch with a pre-fight, or Sorcerer Supreme for that slow debuff. So again, not as problematic without high ground. Mojo here, S99, Mr. Negative, or Archangel. Archangel would just be hoping for RNG. Path 7 here, probably Warlock for that domino. I think maybe Guardian or G99 could work as well. And then for Punisher there, you can use Cosmic Ghost Rider or S99 with Anti-Venom or Kitty, technically. Path 8 probably can do the whole thing with Claire or Cable and Apocalypse and utilize Power Down for Surfer. Or you could use Human Torch for Scarlet Witch and then use maybe Doom for Surfer. Path 9 out here, probably full Kingpin team for the whole thing, or Terrax for Magneto, and then Human Torch with Odin Pre-Fight for long shot there. Just make sure you do not attack during the bleed phase of Hazard Shift so that it doesn't affect your incinerate times if you're not using the Nova Flame Pre-Fight. Doom here, probably go with Apocalypse or Kingpin full team synergy for that power lock after he uses a special attack. Kitty here on Mixmaster, Nimrod, Silver Centurion, G99, all good options. The node before her, we got Penny Parker on Power Snack. You can use S99 with a White Magneto pre-fight. I'm sure you could use Mr. Negative, the same pre-fight. And then maybe Magneto, but it could get interesting. Mr. Fantastic, Petrify if it helps. Hulkbuster here, probably Magneto has the easiest and the most straightforward. Just stick to the strike counter and use SB1. Probably go ahead and have Weakness Spect from Resonate, and it'll help with some of the heal reversal as well. You can't think of too many. Tiger could get interesting. You'd build strike counter. At least you'd prevent buffs, but I'd probably just go with Magneto there, Red Magneto. Path 1 here, you could use Mephisto, maybe Doom, maybe Tigra for Angela, and then Falcon, Fury, or even Mole Man for iHulk. Path 2 there, probably Tigra, or maybe Sorcerer for Champion. Could get interesting with Power Struggle. And then Nimrod or Warlock for Weapon X. And then path 3 there, you could use White Magneto. You could use, well, no, because of the shock. You could use Storm Pyramid X, or you could use White Magneto or Apocalypse with an Odin pre-fight for Jabari. So a couple of options. Believe that auto or that Odin pre-fight you could probably put on for Hulkbuster too. And then path 4 here, probably Claire or Kingpin or Mole Man for Annihilus. And then path 5, Claire, Killmonger, or Fury for Thing. And then for Fury, Archangel, Apocalypse, or Omega Red. And then path 6 here, really anyone for Mr. Negative, just don't parry him. But if you want to be safe, you have Shang-Chi, you have Mole Man, and you have Kingpin as options. Just block bait heavies and retaliate. He can't gain any buffs there, and therefore no light energy if you don't parry him. Nova here, a duped Cosmic Ghost Rider, Captain Marvel or Rolk. And then path 7 here, probably can Doom the whole thing, or Human Torch, Dragon Man, and then Sorcerer Supreme for Venom, or just use Archangel for Venom. Path 7 there, probably Archangel or Claire, or even Cable or with Apocalypse. And then path 9 out here, Rolk, Captain Marvel for Void, and then or Cosmic Ghost Rider, and then Warlock or Nimrod or Guardian for Havoc. So that is the end of War Map 8. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it helps. I will catch you guys at War Attack. Go ahead and hit subscribe, like, follow, share, and I'll see you guys later.